This one company manufactures 92% of the most advanced microchips that power the entire United States AI infrastructure. Over $10 trillion worth of US companies such as Apple and Nvidia are beholden to this tech superpower. This company is Taiwan Semiconductors.
TSMC, the manufacturer of semiconductor chips on Taiwan, if that is blocked, it will have an enormous global financial impact that I think runs somewhere between $600 billion to over $1 trillion on an annual basis for the first several years.
TSMC is a critical supplier that creates the most technologically advanced microprocessors on the planet. Broadcom and Nvidia, both of which are much larger companies than TSMC, are the two most advanced AI chip makers, with Broadcom dominating the custom chip market and Nvidia making the most powerful chips available. Both of these companies rely 100% on TSMC and the intricate machines they operate to produce their chips.
You look at the next couple process transitions, and so it's not a decade at this point, but the next 3-4 years, there is no alternative. Companies are already designing their next set of chips using TSM. And so that's where those chips are going to be coming from.
Without TSMC, these powerhouses of innovation in the United States would have major supply issues.
But I mean, it's a juggernaut, TSMC is, and it would take the US and Intel a couple of decades to be able to replace that kind of capacity.
As competitors such as Intel struggle to keep up.
Which does bring up the topic of Intel, our country's best bet at onshoring AI chip production. But given the company's continued challenges, for now, Wall Street seems to be betting more on Taiwan Semiconductors' big chip plant in Arizona, where volumes are expected to ramp by mid-2025.
This helps protect TSMC in what is called the Silicon Shield, as they hold such a critical role in the future of technology. TSMC simply is the most advanced fabrication company there is. Their products are on the cutting edge of what is possible, and they are able to produce the smallest, fastest, and most power-efficient chips on the planet. TSMC estimates it will deliver a reduction in power use of 25 to 30% at the same speed, or 10 to 15% faster speeds at the same power, compared to the 5nm process.
There are certainly things you can do. At the same time, TSM has successfully executed on 7nm, 5nm, 3nm. It looks like they're going to successfully execute on 2nm, and this isn't easy. And so replicating their strength in operations, can you do it? Probably, but there's no certainty that you get it right, say this time or next time.
TSMC also projects that they will be able to fabricate chips at the 1nm level by 2030. TSMC has always had stable leadership. The company is known to be well run with stringent management that is demanding of perfection.
Taiwan Semiconductors is one of the best managed companies and important companies in the world. And there is not, and I think you'll be able to say the same thing 5 or 10 or 20 years from now.
At a share price of $207, the value of this company has doubled over the past year, as the AI boom has surged demand for these chips. This will continue to grow as they keep advancing and increasing their production. Looking at the company's assets, they have nearly $200 billion in assets with only $65 billion in long-term debt. They keep an insane amount of cash on hand and could currently cover their entire long-term debt with their current cash reserves. The debt-to-equity ratio is very low given how low their debt is relative to their cash on hand levels. Price-to-book and price-to-sales ratio is trending higher than typical for this company, but with surging demand, people are willing to pay more now for a piece of those future earnings. Price-to-earnings has been growing steadily with the anticipation of future sales, given their dominance in the market for the foreseeable future. Geopolitical issues between Taiwan and China could affect the supply chain. They are establishing production centers in other areas of the world, such as the Arizona facility.
This is the new era of emerging technology for the country, and it's happening right here in Phoenix, Arizona.
CHIPS Act funding is critical for the development of these fabs in America.
They're backlogged no matter where you're producing it, so you can't really take the majority of the capacity offline and just be fine.
No, I was thinking if you just said to them it can be TSMC, but it has to be in the U.S. in order to make it. But you still run into all of these.
Yeah, you don't have the workers, you don't have the capacities.
They have begun production at one facility in Arizona and are scheduled to have 2 more facilities up and running in the next 3 years.
of chip production in Taiwan creates a strong incentive for China to protect that industry. That's true, but only as far as it goes, because it's important to remember that Xi Jinping is a security-first leader. He has shown he's willing to endure real economic pain.
Christopher adds that if President-elect Trump makes a deal with Russia and allows part of Ukraine to be annexed, that could embolden China to make a move on Taiwan.
TSMC is recognized globally for its technological prowess and is a key asset for the United States to keep under its wing. Profits will continue to soar so long as there's no major geopolitical shifts affecting their production. The technology this company utilizes is amazing and is something nobody else is able to do. So long as AI is in use and major companies like Nvidia and Apple need chips for data center upkeep, TSMC will always have chips on backorder and will be a good company to own. Like and subscribe and comment what I should cover next.